9:18, it's time for pet parenting, and a Facebook post has been going viral for a couple of months now, scaring so many of us pet parents out there.
Yeah, this one claims that giving your dogs ice water can kill them. Dr. Nikki Easton is here from the Animal Hospital up at Polaris and is going to debunk that one for us. So here it is, the bowl of ice water. Yes or no?
No, it doesn't.
It's okay.
It's okay. So what caused bloat in that dog was there happened to be ice in the water.
So there was a particular incident?
Yes, there was. But what happens, what causes bloat is when you drink too fast or you eat too fast for dogs.
Okay.
So just because it happened to have ice in it didn't cause the dog to bloat.
It was because the dog drank too fast.
It was really, really thirsty.
What is bloat?
Bloat is when the stomach turns on itself.
Oh.
And it's a very serious, you have to have surgery for it, very expensive surgery, and it happens in the larger breed dogs and the deep-chested dogs, the Great Danes, the Boxers.
And there's actually a surgery you can do to prevent this before.
Yes. So when we spay and neuter, a lot of times those breeds that are prone to it, we'll ask them if we can tack the stomach.
So that you're literally just attaching it somewhere?
Yeah, right on the side,
so
right by the ribs, so it doesn't flip.
So when you say flip, you mean
it goes,
it
literally
like twists
flips.
itself.
It twists itself.
Oh. And then so nothing can get in.
Exactly, and it becomes all necrotic. And
so again, Dr. Easton, tell us, what are the breeds? Because if you have one of these breeds at home, this is something you need to know about. Right. So what are the breeds that are prone to this?
So the big things that we see are deep-chested dogs, Boxers, Great Danes are probably some of the bigger breeds that we see that can happen. It can happen to Labradors. It could potentially happen to a smaller breed dog,
but it's much more
yes,
likely.
much more common.
Okay, so if you have that dog, you need. I mean, who knew? You need to know about this for sure.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Okay, so it's okay for her to have some of this.
Yes.
Here, Sydney,
she is so precious.
Are you thirsty? Now, don't do too fast. She's not sure.
Yeah.
She's going to think about it. She's like, I don't know, Mom.
I know you're thirsty, too.
We'll give her a minute, and then we'll see what happens. So. But you've also done testing on her, and we were talking about this a few minutes ago, to find out what kind of dog you really have. I mean, you might think that she's a lab or maybe retriever, but
we knew she was a lab mix, and so this is funny because my husband and I always argued about this. He knows she's not a purebred lab, but he would always say, oh, she's my purebred lab. You know what I mean? I'm like, she's not. He's like, you can't prove it otherwise. Well, now I can.
Now you can.
So I did a blood test on her. It's sent out, and actually here it is right here, her results. Is that if you look, she actually has lab in her, Jindu, which is it's a Korean breed. I actually had never heard of it.
Huh.
I don't know how she got Jindu in her, but she did, because it's a breed that they don't really let over to the States. The Koreans are very strict about it. She has Chow.
You are so exotic.
Yes,
you are.
She has Chow and Norwegian Elkhound in her too.
Those are big.
I know.
And you can tell this all from just a simple. So what's the process? You go to your vet and ask for.
You ask for the DNA test. It's by Royal Canin. The other thing that I like about it, it can be done with purebred dogs too, because you know why? You know what it tests for? Genetic markers too. So it tested to make sure that she didn't have SARS, which is an eye. A genetic eye disease. So purebred dogs, I can say, okay, these are the things that we need to watch for, because these are the genetic markers, and they're looking to do more and more and more of these genetic markers.
So if they're predisposed to some kind of canine disease,
it's going to tell you. Yeah, and thank goodness Sydney had none of those in her genetic testing.
Okay, 2 questions.
Okay.
1, how much is it?
$130.
2, if you get one of these, does it hurt your chances of enrolling in pet insurance?
Oh, good question.
Well, if it's part of the record, it could be potentially, if it comes back as a genetic marker, meaning Sydney doesn't, because there's nothing in there that says that she has any type of genetic disease.
But if it did.
Right, but so get pet insurance before. You know what I mean?
Before you get the test.
Right.
So if she's predisposed to gum disease, then it might not be covered later.
Right. So, yep.
But you're a healthy girl.
She is. I was very happy about that. And that's what I think as a veterinarian, you know, me looking for prevention-wise, if I know what a dog may be prone to, then we can definitely do things to slow that process down and know food-wise, too, what they need to be fed and just different things like that. So me as a veterinarian, I love that. I love that part of it.
And so can any vet do this or only certain vets?
Really, any vet can do it. I mean, we have it at the clinic, so you just ask for the DNA test. testing, but we have it there. So I was super excited to do her. So,
How long did it take to get back the results?
you know, they say 3 weeks, but it took about 2 weeks to get it back, so it wasn't too bad. And you get an email form, so the veterinarian gets an email form that's more diagnostic for those genetic diseases. But then you get a nice little email too that says, okay, this is what your dog has.
so cool.
This is our recommendations.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it is. And I do have to say that they did do a test on a golden retriever. My rep was telling me this, and that golden retriever actually, even though it had papers, had beagle in it.
Even though they had full-on, full-breed papers,
Yes.
They're like American
not
Kennel
so
Club.
much.
Yes. I was like, no
There could be a
way.
lot of folks who think they have purebreds.
I
that
cannot
could be in
wait to
big
get my
trouble.
Chihuahuas tested.
Yeah, because you
She's
can
going to
see.
find out she has, you know, pit bulls or Great Danes
Yeah,
or
like,
something.
hey.
It's a Great Dane that's this big. Dr. Nikki Easton, thank you so
Thank
much.
you
Thank
so
you for
much.
having me.
Appreciate it. Coming up next, it's a good day to give back.
Our ABC 6 Box 28 Blood Drive is happening right now at the shot. We're going to be there live after the break. We're going to tell you how you can go there, help out, and also get free stuff.
We like free. Free is good.
You're so awesome.